Paulo Renato, Brazil. When at home, do you practice your instruments?
Yes, actually. I never used to, but I do more these days because...
Play more than practice?
Yeah, I'd say play more than practice. Trying to write more than practice. Occasionally, but probably not enough, if truth be told.
It's tricky. Every time I sit down at the piano at home, I get 3 kids climbing all over me trying to play the piano at the same time. It's funny that.
Yeah, that is a problem.
When I'm not playing it, nobody's interested in it. As soon as I sit down to play it, they're all over me.
That's because it's then got the magic mark.
They want to join in.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's great. I can't play it when they're in bed. Anyway, I'll stop whinging. Dave Whiteman from the USA was just wondering if the band would ever consider doing an album of cover songs.
Haven't we done that?
We did a convention night of cover songs, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
We sort of made it onto an album.
That was kind of good fun.
I don't.
But I don't know.
I'm not.
No,
I'm
probably
not. I'm not a great fan of that idea.
I think playing them live at a conventions can be good fun, but
going to the trouble of recording them in the
I
studio.
think if you're creatively bankrupt, maybe, but we're not there yet.
Is that what people?
So
do?
that's a possibility then.
Maybe next year.
There are ways of covering songs that in a completely, totally, and utterly different way.
Yeah, like
Sure there
original,
are. Yeah.
But Peter Gabriel's new album.
Well, I haven't heard that.
Is that what he's done?
Yeah, very different.
Is that what happened to us then when we did Sympathy? Were we creatively bankrupt at that point?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were definitely...
we were in a hurry to get a single out, weren't we?
Yeah, we were under a lot of pressure to deliver a song in no time at all.
A record company
If we'd
decision.
written it ourselves, it would have taken at least 6 months.
So
But
probably
Sympathy's
not.
a great song.
If a film was to be made telling the story of Marillion, which actors would you choose to play the members of the band? Alan Jones, UK.
Johnny Depp.
Bill Malkovich.
Dudley Moore.
Well, for me, thanks.
Well,
Right,
I think that's highly unlikely, isn't it? As he's
he
dead.
was fantastic.
John Belushi.
John
You look more
Belushi.
like Peter Cook in those glasses, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
No, Alan Rickman. I've changed from Johnny Depp. Alan Rickman. Rickman. Oh, rubbish.
What about you, Steve? Who would you be?
John Belushi.
John Belushi. Ian?
I don't know.
Oh, go on. Choose one.
Who could do you?
Pete Postlethwaite.
George Clooney.
George Clooney. That's him.
Can he play drums?
Can he play drums? All right then, we'll move on.
Animal.
You could be what's the guy that played Derek Smalls in Spinal Tap?
Shall we move on to the next
Sorry.
question then?
Yes. Anyway, thank you, Alan, for that question. Who's going to play you? This one's for me. I understand you're training for the Brighton Marathon. Yes, I wish I wasn't. I'm also a long distance runner. You are a long distance runner. I'm not one. On my Sunday long runs, I usually have my iPod loaded with Marillion songs. Funnily enough, I don't. It's hard enough as it is. What kind of music will be on your iPod? Well, I find that this is from Steve Pelletier, Quebec City, Canada.
You just have the Eye of the Tiger on Endless Cycle.
Oh man.
I listen to all my old prog favourites, and I like a lot of Yes actually, and Midnight Oil are pretty good for running. Stuff that's sort of uplifting and major keys.
Chariots of Fire.
Yeah, Chariots of Fire.
Leonard Cohen.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff I like to listen to when I'm not running. Doesn't work when you're running. You do have to be careful. You put on a bit of Joni Mitchell, and the next thing you know, you're in the gutter.
Oh, yeah.
So there you go. But if anybody's got any suggestions, please send them to me. I'll be glad to hear running suggestions. Next for Pete, this one is. Have you ever played a 5-string bass or above?
I have played a 5-string bass, just on my own, in my own private
In your own attic.
In the privacy of
but
your own,
I'm not a big
garden
fan.
shed.
I'm not a big fan of 5 or 6 string basses, mainly because all my favourite bass lines, when I was sort of learning to play, were all written on 4-string basses, and I don't think they would have been written on other bass guitars. So, I like the fact that the limitations of the 4-string bass make you rather, do unusual things sometimes.
That's why you do unusual things.
That is why I do unusual things.
Ah.
Oh, they make you more,
Reasonable.
melodic, I think, in
Doubtless.
your construction of bass lines.
And it certainly works. Should we try you with a 3-string bass for the next day?
Yeah, one string.
It's
Probably
really odd,
good.
though.
Then it'd be
That question was from Pete Flood in the USA, by the way.
Thank you, Pete.
Next question from Helen Claire O'Connor in the UK. Why is it that the average height of a Marillion fan at standing gig is approximately 6'2"? Why is it that the tallest always decide to stand at the front? Why are you asking us? The heart of my question is, I'm a Marillion fan, a girl, and I'm only 5'4".
Ian's just getting the answer for you now.
Would it be possible to arrange a standing gig on a tiered height level so that the shortest fans can get to the front and see what's going on rather than staring at the sweaty t-shirt of a 6'2" giant in front? I hope you can help me with this. I don't think we can actually.
Well, much as we'd love to help, I think it's beyond us,
It
to be
is,
honest,
isn't it?
to design tiered gig. If there are any tiered gigs out there,
We did
getting
try.
that venue on the right day of a tour would also be very hard.
Well, I
Have you
think
thought
that's
about
probably-
bringing a beer crate to the gig with you?
No, in all seriousness,
You come to Market Haller in
for
Hamburg.
the
that's tiered.
last convention, we did have some tiered staging at the back because it is a problem for people who are short.
But then you've
And
got to
it's-
stand at the back.
But it's one of the reasons that the music centre in Utrecht was such a fantastic gig,
Yeah.
because everywhere in the building had amazing sight lines, and it had a great acoustic as well. But
Might be open again by now.
It's tricky, isn't it? Because a lot of people do like standing gigs because there's a lot more atmosphere. But yeah, there is.
I think
always
there's a
that.
market for shoes that have some sort of thing in them that sort of raises you up, or stilts or something.
I'm
built into
surprised
them.
you haven't come up with them.
Leave that with me, Helen. Right, next, Steve Voss from the Netherlands wants to know, what do you see in the audience during concerts? Anything strange or interesting? Well, they're usually all staring at us.
We see all those 6'2" guys at the front in their black t-shirts, don't we? I guess.
Yeah, they're all looking at me.
What did you see last night of the last convention, Steve? Tell us about
A lot of confetti.
It was all a very long way away.
it. That confetti was amazing, wasn't it?
That was an amazing moment.
A great
Yeah,
moment.
we see the same thing as you, just from the other direction. That's the short answer, really.
Usually,
isn't
with all the lights, you don't see much of the audience, do you?
You see the first few rows usually.
Yeah,
People going,
occasionally an
"Oh."
inflatable thing will go bobbing past.
Yeah.
A parrot or something.
Guitar.
Air guitar, yeah.
Or get bounced about for a bit, which, you don't really notice those things because they're not interesting enough, really. If someone was passing a piano around,
Wow.
I'd notice that.
Yeah, you would notice that.
Or a gorilla.
Usually it's just a big inflatable banana or something.
Yeah.
Stephen Briermeers from Belgium wants to know, now that surround sound is becoming more popular and more bands start remixing their older albums into surround sound or bring out new releases in surround, is this something you guys are also consider doing?
Well, we haven't we already? We've done. We do surrounded marbles. Thought we had.
On the
Thought we put one
DVD, we've used surround on DVD.
Just on the
before.
live DVDs. I don't think
Yeah.
I think this guy's talking
We're
about
aware of this.
studio recordings.
No, we are aware of this, and we've sort of vaguely talked about it.
It's just whether or not
It's a small market, isn't it? Not many
It is.
people.
whether or not we can justify the expense of doing it, really, because you've got to pay somebody to mix it in surround and master it in surround. And if you're only going to sell 1,000 copies, then
But saying that, yesterday we just purchased some software apparently for surround sound mixing. So someone's thinking about
Is it Watch This Space time?
Yeah.
Yeah.